Welcome back to Only Talk Sports. So we talk sports every single day, or at least we try to. I'm Russ Jeffrey. Subscribe to the channel if you like sports content. Hit that notification bell so you never miss our video. Week 12 of the NFL season is right around the corner. Again, the regular season is over halfway through. The playoff picture is getting clearer, and the NFL season has been wild, to say the least. But last week I went 12-3 on my predictions, a much better record than I've been doing. I'm up to 102-65 on the season. Not too bad. I will take that. Hopefully have another good week predicting the games. But we got some pretty interesting matchups, so let's get into it. The Buffalo Bills are going to the Houston Texans on Thursday Night Football. Bills favored by 5.5. Bills are 7-3. Texans are 5-5. Houston's trying to get back into the playoff picture. This is a big primetime game for them to do that. I do think the Bills will thwart their attempt, though, with a 21-14 win. But this should be close. C.J. Stroud and the Texans, again, playing better football lately. But I think the Bills will be too much, and they will get the win. Then on Sunday, we don't have a overseas matchup this time. We only just have the regular 1 o'clock games with the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Chicago Bears. 50-50 game. The spread reflects that. The Bears are 7-3, Steelers are 6-4. Aaron Rodgers, though, banged up a little bit. That's not good for the Steelers. Plus, the Steelers are a worse team on the road than they are at home. And Mike Tomlin also has the uncanny ability of always having the Steelers just above 500. They're 6-4 right now, so I think they will lose to an upstart Bears team that is playing very well with a 21-20 win. Chicago will get the dub. Then we got the Patriots and the Bengals. Obviously, if you had a healthy Joe Burrow, this would be a really good game. But he is still out, even though it looks like he might be returning soon, but their season's pretty much lost already. They're 3-7 on the year. I mean, he would have to come back right now, and they'd have to basically win out for them to make the playoffs. It's not looking good. Patriots have been incredible. Them and the Colts have been the surprise teams of the NFL this season. They're at 9-2. I think they win 28-17. Shouldn't be all that close. Then we got the Giants and the Lions. This is another game that's not going to be close. It doesn't matter who's been at quarterback for the Giants, whether it's been Jackson Dart, Russell Wilson. They are not a good team. The Detroit Lions have been firing on all cylinders when they're firing on all cylinders. And then when they're not firing on all cylinders, they've actually been pretty bad. But when they are playing well, they are one of the best teams in the NFL. So I do think they will win this game 28-7 because it's the Giants. It's also at home. The Lions are coming off a tough loss. So when they're at home and coming off a loss, I think they will easily get this win. We got the Vikings and the Packers, obviously a rivalry game, so anything can happen. But the Vikings are 4-6. They're starting to trail in the wrong direction. The Packers are 6-3-1. Ever since the loss to the Panthers, they have been getting it back together. I think that will continue at Lambeau Field with a 24-14 win. Then we got the Seahawks and the Titans. This is a big mismatch, and as you can see, the spread reflects that with a 13-point favorite spread for the Seattle Seahawks. That is definitely a high NFL spread. I mean, usually these games are competitive, right? Because all these teams are professionals, but the Titans are trash. Unfortunately, I hate to say it. They're 1-9 on the year. Seattle's going to easily win this one 31-10. And we got the Colts and the Chiefs. Potential game of the week here with the Colts at 8-2 and the Chiefs clinging on the fringes of the playoff right now at 5-5. They need to start racking up some wins or they will miss the playoffs. They are at home. And I do think because it's an Arrowhead and the Chiefs are going to be angry coming off a close loss, I do think they will win this game 28-21. But if they do not win this game, they are definitely in jeopardy of possibly missing the playoffs. And we got the Jets and the Ravens. The Jets are 2-8. They are awful. Definitely not, I guess, the worst team in the NFL because they're not, down there with the Titans, but still the Jets are pretty bad. Ravens at 5-5, but they're playing much better football now that Lamar Jackson's back. I think that continues with a 31-10 win. Then we got the Browns and the Raiders. This is a laughable game. Both teams are 2-8. Both teams have no shot at the playoffs. And you got the Browns starting Shedeur Sanders, and it feels like the Browns have had a million quarterbacks in the last 30 years. I saw some crazy stat where they've had like more quarterbacks starting for them in the last 30 years than any other team. It does not surprise me. The Browns have fumbled the bag with so many actually potential great quarterbacks that they could have had, but their team is just awful. So I'm going to go with the Raiders to win 17-14. I wouldn't split for the difference. Both teams are terrible. I do think I got to go with the Raiders, especially because they're at home. Then we got the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Arizona Cardinals. The Jaguars are 6-4. The Cardinals are 3-7. Jacksonville's been crazy this year. Sometimes they look terrible, and then other weeks they look great. The Chiefs win was good. They blew out their opponent last week, the Chargers, which was wild. I'm going to go with the Jaguars that will win 24-17. Arizona has not been that great this season. Then we got Philadelphia and Dallas. Doesn't matter what the records are. This is always going to be a good matchup. Philly at 8-2. Dallas at 4-5-1. They're kind of in the boat of the Chiefs. They need a win. Stay in the potential playoff race. They're not eliminated yet, obviously, but Dallas, especially even with that tie, kind of complicates things with their potential playoff push. Dallas is at home, and they have been able to beat the Eagles before at home, but I'm going to go with Philly to win 21-17. Dallas is just not consistently good, and I think that Philly will be able to get the win, but should be a good game regardless. Then we got Atlanta and the Saints. The Falcons are 3-7. They've lost Michael Penix Jr. for the season, which is a tough blow. Kirk Cousins is now the quarterback, which I don't know how awe-inspiring that is. The Falcons have good players, but they're just not playing all that well. Saints are 2-8, though. They're having a rough year. The Drew Brees era has been long gone, and they need to get a future franchise quarterback to fix that thing because none of their quarterbacks have been getting the job done the last couple seasons. I'm going to go with Atlanta to win 17-14 just because Kirk Cousins is experienced and the Saints are bad, but it should be a pretty close game regardless. Then we got Tampa Bay and the Rams. This is another potential game of the week here. Bucks at 6-4. They're kind of starting to backslide a little bit. They need a win to jumpstart their season in the right direction again. The Rams at 8-2. They've been playing great football, quietly playing great football. Stafford, at his age, is having one of his best seasons of his career, if not his best statistical season of his career so far. He's playing great. The team's playing great. I think they'll win at home 28-17. It should be a good game, but I think the Rams will get it done. And then we got the Carolina Panthers and the San Francisco 49ers on Monday Night Football. Carolina at 6-5. They're over 500 again. If they had to beat the Saints, they'd be 7-4 right now and in great shape for the playoffs, but couldn't beat the Saints. That was a tough loss there, but they got a win last week. It was a good win for the Panthers. And now Carolina still has a shot to make the playoffs. They're in the hunt for the NFC South with Tampa Bay at 6-5. If they're able to win against San Fran and Tampa Bay loses, they'll potentially be in the driver's seat there in the NFC South. But San Fran's a tough opponent. I think Carolina will keep it relatively close early. Bryce Young has been playing well, but unfortunately, San Fran, they're just too good of a team. Christian McCaffrey playing against his old team. He's going to ball out on Monday Night Football with a 31-14 win. I think San Fran gets it done. Those are all the Week 12 NFL games. Let me know which game you're looking forward to the most. Let me know what you think about the playoff picture that is rapidly starting to unveil itself. Teams start to eliminate themselves. Teams start to get themselves in positions to get those top seeds in the NFL playoffs. But let me know what you guys think about my predictions down below, whether you agree or disagree with them. Subscribe to the channel if you like sports content. Like this video down below. Follow me on Twitter as well. Link is in the description, and I'll see you next time.